Have you ever watched a little one pause just for a second before trying something new? You can almost see the gears turning in their head, and you just wish you could give them that little boost of self-belief. We've all been there, right? Well, today, we're going to break down the simple, powerful ways you can build real, lasting confidence in the kids in your life. Okay, let's get right into it.
So, what is the secret? Is there some kind of magic formula for raising a confident kid? I think we all look at those children who seem so sure of themselves and wonder, how did they get that way? You might think it takes all these expensive classes or some complex parenting strategy, but honestly, the real answer is so much closer to home and way, way simpler than you'd think.
You know, building confidence is a lot like building a house. You don't just throw up a roof and call it a day, right? No, you start with a strong foundation, laying one brick at a time. And in this case, every small, positive interaction, that's a brick. Every word of encouragement, that's another brick. These little everyday moments are the real building blocks of a resilient kid. And the best part? We can start laying them right now.
All right, so let's dig into our first huge topic, the incredible power of our words. It's so easy to forget this, but the things we say to our kids, they don't just go in one ear and out the other. They actually become their inner voice. I mean, our language literally builds the entire framework for how they see themselves.
Okay, now look at this slide, because this is a really big deal. We often say things like, "You're so smart," and we mean well, of course, but what that does is it praises a fixed thing, like talent is something you either have or you don't, and that can subtly teach a kid to be afraid of challenges where they might not look smart. But look at the other side, praising effort, saying something like, "Wow, you worked so hard on that puzzle." That reinforces persistence. It tells them that their hard work is what matters. This is really the heart of what's called a growth mindset, the idea that our abilities can grow with effort. And let me tell you, that shift in language is an absolute game changer.
And, it's not just what we say, it's how we say it. Our tone really sets the entire emotional climate of the home. Think of your words like the weather. Are you creating a warm, sunny environment where a kid feels safe enough to grow and make mistakes? Or is it kind of cloudy and unpredictable? Using warm, positive language day in and day out makes them feel seen, valued, and just secure enough to be who they are.
So, we've talked about the power of our words, but what about the power of action? I mean, you can't just tell someone to be confident, right? Confidence isn't something you're told, it's something you feel. So how do we help our kids build that belief by actually doing things? Real confidence is built in the trying. As you can see here, it's kind of a cycle. You can start with something super simple, like, do you want the red cup or the blue cup? That gives them a little bit of control. Then comes the hard part for us parents. We have to let them try things on their own, even if it's messy or takes forever. And inevitably, when they stumble or spill something, we have to embrace it. We have to show them that mistakes aren't the end of the world. They're just part of learning. And that creates the safety for that last, most important step, encouraging them to try again. I know it's so hard to watch them struggle, but that whole cycle, that's resilience being built right for your eyes. And this brings us to something that is so important. When they finally get that zipper up by themselves, or they manage to pour their own juice, or share a toy without being asked, make a bit of a deal out of it. Celebrating these tiny wins isn't just about a pat on the back. It's literally wiring their brain to connect effort with success. It builds this amazing positive feedback loop that's going to fuel them for the next, even bigger challenge. Now, all of this stuff, the right words, letting them try things, it all needs to happen in the right kind of place. Think of your home and your relationship with your child as a kind of safe harbor, a lighthouse in a storm. It needs to be the one place in the world where they know, without any doubt, that they can find safety and warmth no matter what's going on outside.
And that feeling of security, we build it with our actions. When we stay calm in a frustrating situation, we're teaching them how to handle their own big feelings. When we actually put our phones down, get on the floor with them, and really listen, we're practically shouting, "You matter to me." These aren't just nice little things to do, they're absolutely fundamental. Remember, we're not just raising a kid, we're helping to build a whole person. And the foundation of love and security you give them today is what will support them for their entire life.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. We talked about our words, about taking action, and about creating a safe environment. So if you're going to walk away from this with just one thing, what's the absolute golden rule for raising a confident child?
It all comes down to this: love is the launch pad. That's it. Creating that one solid, unwavering environment of support is the #1 priority. Because when a child feels truly, unconditionally loved and accepted for who they are,
They have the courage to try, to fail, to get back up, and to eventually soar. Everything else we talked about, it all flows from that deep feeling of safety.
So I'll leave you with this one little challenge. You know how they say a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step? This isn't about changing everything overnight. It's just about the next small thing. So what's one tiny moment of effort, one small act of trying, one little victory that you can catch and celebrate with your child today? That's your first step. And believe me, that's where real confidence begins.